Hi everyone, it's Kathy. I am going to now demonstrate how to do that assignment that you are using for sketching. It was a sketched plan that we did with our hand drafting, and we're going to now input that into a CAD file. So I want you to start with your A border or border 8-inch, and I already went ahead and saved it as Sketch to CAD ID 15, so that's going to be the new name for the assignment. Again, this is your 8.5 by 11 border 8-inch that you created in exercise 9A. We're going to make some changes to this now because, as you know, we've been drawing in inches all this time, and inside this border is only 8.5 by 11 inches. Our floor plans are in feet, and they're actually quite large. So I do have a copy of the first part. I'm going to demonstrate Plan A first, and then we'll do a separate video for Plan B. But they'll be on the same drawing. So you want to open up your Plan A and take a look at these dimensions and note the 30-degree angle here, and we're going to be working with angles throughout drawing this plan. One of the things we do know is that plan is about 18 high or more, and it's more than 10 feet wide. It's 15 feet wide or so. So what we want to do is think about that. We need to change our limits to fit that entire plan. So in your command line, type in limits, and we're going to use approximately 20 foot by 20 foot limits. So our lower left corner at 0, 0 is still correct. That's fine. We hit enter. But our upper right, instead of having 11 by 8.5, we want to put in 20 by 20. And we want to change these to feet. So we won't be able to put in our limits, let me escape here, until we change our units. So technically we need to change our units first, then we can change our limits. So here we want to have architectural units, and we also want to type in units so that we can change our precision. Type in units, and we have architectural here. You can choose it from this area also. And we want to change our limits to 0. We don't want ½ inches or any smaller amounts. We just want even number inches. So precision 0, click OK. Now we can go back in and change our limits. Limits, enter. Now you'll notice that our limits have suddenly changed to feet and inches, and we do need to draw in feet and inches for floor plans typically. So I'm going to accept the default of 0, 0 for my bottom left or lower left corner, enter. Now for the limits for my upper right corner, we need to make these much larger than inches. So here we're going to type in 20 feet, and the asterisk is your foot sign, comma, 20 feet, enter. Next we're going to do the zoom, enter, all, enter, and you'll notice how large my drawing area has become. So this is 20 feet high, 20 feet wide. Notice how small my border is now. So it's down in this little corner here. What we're going to do in the end is move this border onto layout space. So we want to make sure that we're drawing in this larger drawing area. Okay, so let's go ahead and zoom back in to our little border that we have here, and we're going to move this into layout space. So the way that I normally do this is use the Control-C command and the Control-V Victor, Control-V for paste. So I copy-paste this into layout space. So we're going to go ahead and do a selection box around the entire border, Control-C, and then go into layout number 1. Here it's going to ask us to do a page setup. So let's do new. And our setup is going to be 8 just going to do 8 by 11. It's actually going to be 8.5 by 11, but that's okay. 8 by 11, and this is going to be P for paper space, and click OK. We're going to choose the Microsoft to PDF print if you're in the classroom. If you have Adobe PDF set up on your computer, you can choose Adobe PDF. Leave it at letter size, and we're going to choose layout, and we want to also change this to be monochrome. Landscape, we always want to make sure that in Paperspace our scale is 1:1, and then we're going to click OK, and we're going to hit set current and close. So now that we have that set up, it's going to zero in. It's going to create a viewport for us, and it's going to zero in on our title block that's in our model space. This isn't what we want to be showing anymore, so we are going to delete this viewport, and now we're going to paste our title block into the paper space. So Control V for paste, and we want to place it inside. We'll just line it up perfectly with the paper space. We can also put the insertion point at 0, 0, enter. So that kind of put it off to the side just a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and move it. You can select the move command, choose your entire border, and then I'm going to just kind of move this down. I want it to be completely inside those dashed lines. Those are your print lines, where anything outside those dashed lines will not print. So we've set up layout number 1, and you can do the same thing for layout number 2. So click on layout number 2. You want to choose the 8 by 11 print that you've already set up. Click on set current, close, delete your viewport, and then Control V paste your border back into your viewport number 2. Let's go ahead and save. Okay, so what I've done now is I've created layout 1 with a border and layout 2 with a border. And now I can go back into my model space, and I can get rid of this. This is not going to be used in model space, so I can actually select it and delete it. It doesn't delete anything in my layout space because I copied that drawing area, the actual border, onto my layout space. So I do have my model space ready to start drawing my floor plans. And the first floor plan has, let's pull this back over, has a 10-foot line here, and then we go up all the way to this line here. We have a dimension of 17'8". So what we want to do is subtract that 2 feet from the 17'8". So we're going to be going up 15'8" to get to this point, and notice we have a 30-degree angle. Now when we're in AutoCAD and we're going in this direction, we're actually going to add 90 degrees to this 30, so your actual angle is 120 in this direction. And then as you come back in this direction, your angle is going to be 30 degrees. Going up is 60, 30, 60, 30, 60, and then we're just going to connect these 2 lines. So that's how we're going to draw the outer wall, and we're not going to worry about drawing this inner wall. We're going to use the offset command to create that inner wall, and that inner wall is going to be 5 inches offset inside the initial drawing that we're doing for the outside. Okay, so that's what we're going to be working with. So the first thing I'm going to do is select the line command, and anywhere on my model space where I have my grid showing, I'm going to create that line. So I'm just going to start, let's start about right here. And I want to have my ortho on, my F8 on, so that I have a straight line. And I can type in 10 feet. it's going to be a 0 angle, so just enter. And I'm going to enter again so that I don't continue the line command because I want to start from this point here. Also, whoops, I forgot, we want to be on the wall layer. So let's select this if you haven't already switched it and change this to the wall layer. And then we want to make the wall layer our current layer. So we want to be drawing on the wall layer when we're drawing walls. The next line we're going to create is going to be snapping from this endpoint. So remember, you want your snap settings on and you want your endpoint snap to be check marked. So snap. And notice if we have ortho on, it's going to go straight up and we need to type in an angle. So you're going to turn off your F8 ortho. The distance that we want to go is 15 foot. And then we type in a dash, 8 inches. And then you want to hit the tab key. That'll get you over to, and you can see it's changing as I'm moving. That'll get you over to your angle. And the angle we're going to type in is 120. That's 90 plus 30. So that would be our angle. And then we're going to go in this other direction, 3'6", and hit the tab key again. And our angle is 30 this time. And we can continue to go around this plan. So we're going up 2 feet. Tab, our angle is 60. Sorry, it is not 60. Let's undo, Control Z. Our angle is 120 because that's what we had in here and we're parallel to this one. Sorry, my mistake. So 2 feet, tab, angle 120, enter. And then in this direction, we're going to add that 30-degree angle in. And we do have to do a little bit of mathematics. So we have 15'6" overall, and we're going to subtract 3'6" for each side. That's 7 feet. So that leaves us with 8'6" for this line. So 8'6" and tab and 30 degrees. Sorry, let me try that one more time. 8'6", tab 30 degrees. And then we're coming back down in this direction. This is going to be 2 feet, tab, and 60. One more line in this direction, 3'6", tab, and this is 30. And then we're going to head down in this direction. (8'6", tab 60 degrees. So we've drawn all of the outline, and all we need to do now is make sure our end snap is activated and click to snap back to that point. Okay, so there's the whole outer part of this floor plan. Next, we're going to use that offset command. And we're going to use the offset through distance of 5 inches. That's a typical wall distance. And we want to select each line and drag it inside. So select it. You don't want it to be on the outside. You want it to click onto the inside and click. Select the line, drag inside and click. We're going to do that all the way around for each line that we created. Make sure you're clicking on the inside of the plan. Okay, so we've created our inside lines, and now we can hit enter to end, and we can use the fillet command just forgot where it was. Here it is. Okay, we're going to use the fillet command. And remember, when we're using the fillet, we want to have a radius of 0. So make sure that your radius is 0. And then we can go around the plan and fillet all these inside lines so that they connect. So watch how this works. Select this side, and your fillet is complete. And you can continue and I have my right-click optimization working so it goes very quickly. And you do need to be near the corners and enter. So now all of my walls have been created. I used offset and fillet command to create the lines, and we are ready to now create the openings, the door opening, and that is a 6-foot door opening. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to use construction lines in order to cut openings, and it's very, very helpful to use construction lines. The first thing I want to do though is create a layer called construction line. So go into your layers, create a new layer, and we're going to call it construct, or C-O-N-S-T, that's my shortcut. And I usually make them a kind of a gray color. So I'm going to choose one of these lighter gray colors and click OK. It's going to be a continuous line, and I want to make that my current layer. And I can close my dialog box. So the construction line is located under the draw area, and it looks like this. It has 2 arrows on each end. A construction line extends throughout your entire drawing into infinity, which is kind of an interesting concept. So if I select the construction line, you'll notice that down here I have some options. I can make it angled, horizontal, vertical. I can even offset my construction line. So right now I want to click on angled because I'm kind of working with all these weird angles for this floor plan. And I want to use my reference corner as this outside corner. And I want my angle to be 30 degrees. And so it automatically puts it at that degree angle. So I can click on this corner and set that, that construction line. And then as I drag down, it'll polar track. Once I see the polar tracking, I can type in the distance where that door starts, which is 8 foot 6 inches. So it placed it there. Then I can do the offset. So if I select the construction line, sorry, I have to select the offset command first. And I want the through distance to be 6 feet. And select the construction line and drag it down and click. So now you can see that I have a construction line right in the area where I need to trim away for that door. So I will go back and switch back to my wall layer and draw a line snapping to the construction line that's crossing, and I can do an intersection. Let's make sure I have intersection selected. Yes. So intersection is going to look like that, simple. Right now, there we go. Intersection. And then I'm going to go down to this one. Again, draw a line where that is intersecting. Sorry, it's not really coming up super quickly here. Find the intersection. Okay. It said perpendicular, but it was the intersection also. Okay, and now I can turn off my construction lines. So go to construction, turn them off, and I can use the trim command to trim away this door opening now. And it's exactly where I need it to be. So we'll use the trim command, and I'm going to use these two lines in order to trim. Enter, and then hover over and trim those away. So now I've created my floor plan. I have the opening, and if I wanted to, I could add doors, I could add windows. For right now, we're going to stop, and I'll show you how to set up the print area for this one. Okay, so we want to go to our layout space now and set up the layout so that we can print this little drawing that we've done. So in your layout number 1, the first thing we need to do is add back in the viewport. And so to find the viewport, you go into your View tab. And then as you look down, you'll see that you can add viewports. And so we want to have one viewport. And I want the viewport to be inside the border area from there to there. Notice that as soon as you put in that viewport, your drawing will show. If you double click inside your viewport, you can change the scale. So now I'm inside the viewport, down in my status bar. This is the area where you adjust your scale. So click here, and we want the scale to print at 1/4 inch equals 1 foot. And you can see that it fits pretty well inside my project area here for my plotting. I can lock the viewport once I've set it to how I want it. Click outside the viewport, and now it's ready to print. File. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not ready to print. We have to change our name. You have to edit your name. You have to edit the project title, and also this is Plan A, so you would put in A for this. Okay, so we want to edit our name, and my text editor isn't automatically coming up, so I'm going to type in text edit, and it's now allowing me to change my name. We'll just call this Plan from Sketch, and then here this is going to be just A. All right, Plan from Sketch A. It's ready to print now, so we can go up to File, Plot, continue to plot a single sheet. We already have the setup ready. We can preview it, and it's ready to plot. So this is what will be plotted. Click on Plot, and you want to save it wherever you are going to save it on your computer. Name it and save it, and then you'll turn it in on Canvas. Okay, so I'll demonstrate Sketch B on a different video. I hope this helps, and I hope that you're able to turn this in on time, and go ahead and turn in your drawing file and your plot files for both Sketch A and Sketch B. Thanks. Have a great afternoon. Bye.